In this lesson, we're going to see how we can utilize variables and the game state changes we have set up so far to add some user feedback to help guide our character throughout our level. At this point in our game, we have it so when our character walks into this triplet, it triggers danger mode. So we need to use that when we're in danger mode to tell the player what to do next. So what I want to have set up is when our character is walking in a specific range within this vase here, I want the vase to start blinking. And I want that to indicate to the player, maybe I should walk over here rather than walk into this crazy axis that's swinging, and I might be able to do something here that can help me get past this. So that's what I want the player to understand. I want to kind of guide them through this puzzle a little bit here. So let's get started on setting up this indicator here. First things first, let's select this vase. Let's create a new component to it, like our classic box collider 2D. Let's select this and set it to a trigger. And let's set the size here down, just so we're setting up a perimeter here. So how far can my character be before this vase blinks? So I want him to be within this range of the vase. Looks great, actually. I'm also going to adjust my size up in the y-axis a little bit in case he jumps. I want him to still be within this range so it doesn't just stop blinking every time you jump. Okay, so let's put our center up a little bit too, because he's not going to go any lower than the floor, so that's fine. So there we go. We have our perimeter all set up as a trigger here for this vase object. So let's go ahead now and create a script to apply to this vase to tell it when to blink. So let's go and let's create this vase indicate or. Okay, I've created this script. Now I'm going to assign it to this vase object here quickly. Vase. There we go. And let's open this up. Alright, so now let's do our regular duties. Okay, and now what do we want to have happen here? We want it so when we are in danger mode and our character is within this perimeter, I want the vase to start blinking. So first off, we need to be able to call upon our game state danger mode variable to use in our condition here. Alright, so let's go game state danger mode. We want to get access to this. So let's go over to our vase indicator and let's create a variable. Let's go private and let's go game state. We're calling upon our game state script. Game state, naming this variable now. Okay, camel cased. And now let's go, I'm assigning this variable. I'm going to use awake to be safe. Alright, and now let's go game state equals game object dot find. We want to find our game state object, call upon that, close that off, and now we want to get the component. And that is going to be our script, game state. And close it off, the brackets and the semicolon. Alright, so now let's think about this condition that we need here. So let's go and create our void on trigger, not enter, we're going to use a new one called stay. And 2D. I'll explain that in a sec here. Same setup as every other thing. Collider 2D other. And now let's get on in there and let's say if. First off, what do we want? If our player walks into this, right? So if our collider is equal to GameObject.tag equal to the tag of player, and I want to say game state dot danger mode is true, and I don't want a capital letter here because I want to call upon our game state variable which contains the script. Game state dot danger mode is true. Then what do we want to have happen? We want to call upon the animator now, which is on our vase object, and set our condition true to start blinking. So let's call upon a animator now. Let's go private animator and just say anim as it's the local animator on this object. And let's go anim. Because I have multiple, I'm just going to tab for some neatness. Equals game object dot get component, and we just want to call our animator. Perfect, so now we have access to that animation there. So now I just need to refresh my memory here for a sec. What did I call this? I'll have my vase selected. Let's go into our animator. What's the parameter? Vase indicator. I'm just going to copy that. And when it's true, it's going to be playing this. And when it's false, we have it set up so it's going to go back to its regular idle state, which is just the blank old thing there. So let's open this back up here. So let's say if this is true, if our player walks into it and we are in danger mode, then let's go anim dot set bool, and let's paste that vase indicator to true. Okay, and we should have this rock in here. So before we quickly test this out, I just want to say, why are we using onTriggerStay? Now, the reason for onTriggerStay is because we have this perimeter here. I want not only when he enters it for it to start blinking, but I want it to be as long as he's in here, and if he doesn't have his dagger, then it'll be blinking no matter what. So the reason why we're using stay is as long as you're in here and the condition that we set up to actually make this transition happen is true, then he can be in here, pick up a dagger, throw it, and as soon as he throws that dagger, the condition, oh, he's in here, he's stayed in here, and he doesn't have a dagger, so start blinking again. That way, it's not a glitch where you throw it and it's not blinking anymore, and the magic kind of goes away. You have to exit and re-enter. We don't want that. So we have that all set up and ready to go. So let's just test this out here. So it's not blinking now. We're in that perimeter, but it's not danger mode. So let's set danger mode off. There we have it. We're in here. Danger mode is true and our player's colliding with the perimeter. So the perimeter is pretty big. So it's going to be always there, but as soon as we exit here, nothing happens because we need to set up our exit trigger to turn it on and off as long as he exits this perimeter. So let's go vase indicator. Let's just copy this. Okay, and we want to say on trigger exit 2D, and we just want to invert this. Set it to false. Awesome. So let's hit play. So now let's set this off. We have our whole danger mode sequence happen. Awesome stuff. And now when I exit this perimeter, it stops blinking. When I enter it, we have it blinking. So if I go all the way to the left, it stops blinking until I'm about inside that perimeter. You can play with the perimeter range that you want, but I'm happy with that. So looking great. At this point, you should now really start seeing how powerful these triggers can be. I really wanted to include this part of the game as a lesson as it's really a simple setup. It's no different than what we've done before, but I hoped that it would start to get you thinking more creatively about how you can use triggers in your game and start thinking about how you can give your players some more visual feedback to help guide them through your own games. Now in the next lesson, we're going to start thinking about what player properties we need to create for WrapTuck and how we can use them to our advantage to create some more features in our game, such as collecting items. So with that said, we will end this lesson now and continue building this game. I will see you there, and like always, thanks for watching.